The notion of a Satanic New World Order has been a topic of discussion among conspiracy theorists for decades. According to this ideology, a group of powerful individuals and organizations are working together to create a one-world government that would control every aspect of people's lives. Recently, some proponents of this theory have suggested that the concept of global warming is being used as a tool to further the goals of this alleged New World Order. Proponents of this theory argue that the idea of global warming is being exaggerated and distorted to create a sense of urgency and fear among the population. This, they claim, is being done to justify the implementation of policies and laws that would restrict individual freedoms and promote a more centralized and controlled society. They point to the fact that many of the proposed solutions to global warming, such as carbon taxes and carbon trade systems, would require a significant increase in government oversight and regulation of the economy. Moreover, they argue that the focus on global warming is being used to distract people from more pressing issues such as economic inequality, government corruption, and social injustice. By creating a sense of panic and urgency around the issue of global warming, the proponents of the New World Order are able to push through policies and laws that would not otherwise be acceptable to the population. For example, the implementation of strict environmental regulations and the promotion of renewable energy sources could be used to justify the seizure of private property and the suppression of individual rights. Furthermore, some conspiracy theorists argue that the idea of global warming is being used to promote a Malthusian agenda, which holds that the world is overpopulated and that drastic measures are needed to reduce the population. They point to the fact that many of the organizations and individuals who are promoting the idea of global warming are also advocating for population control and reduction. This, they claim, is evidence that the true goal of the global warming movement is not to protect the environment, but to justify the implementation of policies that would lead to a significant reduction in the world's population. In addition, the use of propaganda and disinformation is a key component of the alleged New World Order's plan to use global warming to oppress the population. The media is accused of being complicit in this plan, as they often present a biased and one-sided view of the issue, ignoring or downplaying any evidence that contradicts the official narrative. This, proponents of the theory argue, is done to create a sense of consensus and to silence any opposition to the policies and laws that are being promoted. The alleged New World Order is also accused of using global warming as a pretext to impose a one-world government. The idea is that the threat of global warming is so great that it requires a unified global response, which would necessarily involve the creation of a centralized authority that would have the power to impose its will on nation states. This, proponents of the theory argue, is the ultimate goal of the New World Order, to create a system of global governance that would be answerable to no one and would be able to impose its will on the population without any checks or balances. In conclusion, while the idea of a Satanic New World Order using global warming propaganda to oppress the population may seem far-fetched, it is a notion that has gained significant traction among conspiracy theorists. Proponents of this theory argue that the idea of global warming is being exaggerated and distorted to justify the implementation of policies and laws that would restrict individual freedoms and promote a more centralized and controlled society. They point to the use of propaganda and disinformation, the promotion of a Malthusian agenda, and the imposition of a one-world government as evidence of this alleged plan. Whether or not one accepts this theory, it is clear that the issue of global warming is a complex and multifaceted one, and that there are many different perspectives and motivations at play.